Hey Queen Bays! So this is the first video in our new series 21 Days of Habits, and I started the 21 Days of Habits with a journaling exercise. So for 21 days I'm supposed to do the habit, and in this case it was journaling, and I'm supposed to start and finish within 21 days. Well, let me tell y'all, that is not what happened. So I started on May 19th and I finished on June 20th. So if you do the math, that's 32 days. It took me 32 days to actually complete journaling. But wait, I have some tips, so make sure you stay and you watch till the end for some tips on how to journal if you're going to start it as a new habit. Because I can definitely give you some tips because it just wasn't happening. And here's some of the reasons why it didn't happen for me though. So, and I started on May 19th. I wasn't even thinking about, the holiday, Memorial Weekend. And Memorial Weekend, I was not thinking about journaling, right? Because, you have your family around and you're just outside celebrating the holiday. So I wasn't thinking about journaling during that day. And then, the holiday also fell on the Monday. So once the week started, you had that holiday day. So I wasn't Tuesday. I was like, wait, am I supposed to be doing something? Right? So I missed like a lot of days because of that. And then so I got back into it again. And then the other problem when it comes to journaling anyway is, you know, I didn't have anything to write every day. Like I felt like, okay, I just wrote all this stuff yesterday. Like what do I have to write today? So that's kind of how I felt when I was doing the activity. But I do have some tips. So make sure you guys stay and you watch the whole video. And make sure you come back for this series, 21 Days of Habits. So I'm going to follow up with meditation, exercise, visualization. I wish I had my list right here, but I erased it off of the board. But it's like a whole list of stuff that I'm trying out for 21 days. So come back to my channel to see whether or not I passed or I fail. And when I fail, I'm going to probably do it again at another date. I'm still going to come with the failure. I'm still going to show you the failure. Like the next video is a failure. I tried meditation next. It was a failure. But I'm still going to come. I'm still going to bring you the goods. I'm still going to bring you the video. But stay tuned for the rest of this one so you can hear some tips if you want to start journaling as a habit. And then I have a special treat for you guys. I'll leave a link in the description below because I created a special journal just for you guys. 21 unboring journal prompts, because I think if I had something like that, like not boring journal prompts every day, I might have been able to make it through that 21 days. But it's an afterthought. Like you go through the process and it's like, oh yeah, I should have had that instead. All right, so let's get into it. All right, so 21 days of journaling tips. Tip number one, develop your own cadence. So if you're going to start a habit like journaling, you might not necessarily want to do it every day. You might want to try like every 2 or 3 days or weekly or monthly, because like for me, once it got to a point where I was writing every day, I felt like I didn't have anything to write. So I had kind of stopped, I'm like, what am I going to write? Like one day, and I wish I had the journal right next to me. Like one day I think I wrote, I'm watching like Bones. Like I was watching Bones or something on the TV. I'm like, I'm watching Bones. And that's all I had to write. Like I wasn't in the mood to really write. But if you are going to start journaling, make sure you have your own cadence. Whether or not you try to do it like every 2 or 3 days, every week, every month, depending on how often you want to write. Definitely set your own cadence. Tip number two, and I thought about this like at the last minute. If you are a business owner or you're an entrepreneur and you have a separate journal for your business as well as your personal journal, you can kind of use those too if you want to write more every day. So you can write in your business journal and you can write in your personal journal, and that kind of give you more space to write different things. So you can, write what your business journey is in one, and then you can write like your personal stuff that you have going on in the other. So if you want to really go for like 21 days back to back, try something like that. If you're an entrepreneur, have a business journal and a personal journal. Number three, keep your pen and your book like nearby or in a set place so you can remember to write every day. So if you write, like if you're going to bed, when it's time to go to bed, just put it on your nightstand right next to you. Or even if you write when you wake up, just have it on your nightstand ready when you wake up. So you're not looking for a pen or you're not looking for your journal. It's just right there so you don't have to go searching. Because once you get into, especially if you start at the beginning or end of the day and you start to try to get into your writing and you have to go find a pen, you're not going to want to do it anymore. Like if you get up, you're going to be distracted and start doing something else. So make sure you have the tools that you need right next to you wherever it is you plan on writing. And there's my island girl accent coming out. I done told y'all I'm an island girl. So sometimes you might hear the accent, just know. Number four. Number four, don't be intimidated by your writing skills. Like if you don't have the perfect grammar, you don't have the perfect spelling, like no trolls are gonna come and read through your diary and try to correct you on all the different stuff, right? Like at one point, I think I was even writing in my journal, insert smiley face emoji here, because that's what I felt like. I felt like there needed to be an emoji on the page while I was writing, so I just put stuff like that in there. So don't even think about your grammar, your spelling, and stuff like that while you're writing. Just write for you, because you're writing it for you to read and not for anybody else. So don't worry about the trolls. The trolls are not going to get a hand on your diary and start reading it. And the other thing is, don't write for length. Like it doesn't have to be like a full storybook. Like I said, one day I just wrote, I was watching Bones. That's what I wrote for that day. And the next day I probably wrote way more stuff. But reading before that I was watching Bones like triggered a memory from the day that I could include in my next journal. So don't feel like your journal has to be like a novel long. Just write as much as you feel like writing, and then stop when you just want to stop. It doesn't have to be a book. You just write what you feel and then you just stop. And lastly, which is what I wish I had, but in retrospect I can do it the next time I try it again. But make sure you have journal prompts if you want to, and I will include the 21 days of unboring journal prompts. If you are on my Instagram, you would have already seen me sharing some of them on my page. I forgot what the first one was. The last one was like, who is a celebrity crush you're talking to? Check out my Instagram page to see who I wrote and what it is that we're talking about. Yeah, go on my Instagram page to see. But there's a free download to the journal prompts in the description, and I'm also working on a journal book. I'll come back later and update the description link with the journal book, because I want to make sure I get the proof and everything before I actually make it available for sale on Amazon. So come back if you're interested in a journal book. I'll put the links in the description below once I have it. Like once I've proofed it, once I make sure everything looks good, it'll be in the description below. But the free prompts are in the description below, so you can grab those now. And it's 21 unboring journal prompts. If you have your own journal book already, you can just take the prompt and you can use it to write like the different journals in your the different entries in your journal. And that's it. That was my first 21 days of habits experience, and it was journaling. And it was okay. It took 32 days. I wish it didn't, but it did. I know better for, some of the activities next time. Oh, one of the other things that I didn't mention in the beginning was another reason why it took a little longer is because I started two new habits at the same time. So I started the journaling habit and the meditation habit at the same time. And don't do that. If you're trying to learn a new habit, don't try the two of them at the same time. And you'll see more of why once you get to the meditation video, because the journaling took me 32 days. The meditation took me way longer than that. And it's just because I was trying both at the same time, and I was trying to fit them both in the schedule, and I'm like, I can't. So make sure you come back and watch the rest of the series for 21 Days of Habits. If you have an idea for 21 Days of Habits that you think I should try, leave a note in the comments. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. If you don't like it, go find somebody else's YouTube channel to watch, because why are you still here? So subscribe, like, come back. Don't forget to grab your free journal prompts in the description bar, and I will see you guys in the next video.
Perfect.